Thought I would take a minute to go over how the valve shim chart selection diagram works. This is a printed out page from my service manual, and I decided I was just going to show it to you anyways because you need to know. The valve clearances are listed there, 4 thousandths to 8 thousandths cold for the intake, 8 thousandths to 12 thousandths cold clearance for the exhaust. They give you an example here and tell you some instructions. So if install was measured as 48, you round off to the nearest 5 or 0. So 148 gets rounded up to 150, a 143 would get rounded down to 140, and a 144 would be a 145. And then you have your measured clearance here that they say was 9 thousandths, or 0.24 millimeters, 24 hundredths of a millimeter. And again, remember, this chart here, this is in hundredths of a millimeter. So you need to convert your thousandths over to hundredths of millimeters, or just look at your feeler gauge, so those have both on there, and judge accordingly. So in their example, they had a 150 on an intake side, and they measured 8 thousandths, or 9 thousandths, which is 24 hundredths, which falls in this range here of 23 to 27. And where they intersect is the new shim that you would install, which is a 160. And the same process works for your exhaust too. You would round your nearest 0 or 5. Here's your installed size. Then you go over to the side, find your measured clearance in hundredths of a millimeter. Find the intersecting line, find your new shim. So in one of my examples, I had a 182 installed. So that would round down to a 180. And then my measured clearance was on the tight side. It was, I believe it was around 8 hundredths of a mil. So when you intersect those two lines, I was on the tight side of spec, I need to put in, so there's my measured clearance, and then my new one will be a 175. Go through and write everything down as you go, plan it out ahead of time, and then you know what to purchase.